Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Everything RV with Dave. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about RV electric. And the reason I want to do this is because I've been seeing on social media where people are asking questions. These are newbies, people that don't own an RV, or maybe they're looking into getting one, or they just bought their RV, and they're really not sure of why things aren't working the way they're supposed to. And it's a learning curve. Yeah, the first thing you have to understand is that your 12-volt system will only run things like your lights. It'll run things like your water pump. It'll run things like the fan on your heating system. You know, those are all 12 volt, and they run off of batteries. Now let me show you what I've got for my batteries. I have two batteries. I have two lead acid interstate batteries. Now they will produce my 12 volt power for those things that I was talking about. Now, as your batteries are being used up, if you're not plugged into shore power and you're using your batteries, you know, they will start draining. And you really don't want to drain a lead acid battery below 50%. So, you know, you have to charge those batteries. So how do you do that? Well, I have my coach sitting right here beside my garage, and I am hooked up like this. I have a dog bone going from my 50 amp to the 30 amp. Then I have a 30 amp to 20 amp plug, and then I've got a heavy extension cord which goes and connects into my garage. Now that's enough for me to be able to charge my batteries. I can also run my microwave off of that because the circuit going to my garage is a 20 amp circuit. So a 20 amp circuit is about 2300 watts. So I can run most of my appliances. I can even run my air conditioner if I have to. And it will charge my batteries. If I unplug and I start using the lights, I start using the water pump, I start running juice out of the batteries. It's that simple. Now, if you are not plugged in and you are boondocking or you're in your driveway and you're just not plugged in, your big appliances are not going to work. Not as it comes out standard from the factory, most of these RVs. Now, is there a way that you can take that 12 volt, turn it into 120, run your appliances? Yes. But right from the factory, most of these RVs will not do that. So just be aware of that. You know, you're not going to run your air conditioner off of your batteries unless you do something else with that by increasing the battery capacity, adding solar, you know, doing a bunch of other things. So I want to keep this basic, and I want to just explain to you that your two systems are 120 and 12 volt. And if you're not plugged in, you're not going to be able to use your big appliances. Now, what's the easiest way to make these appliances work if you're out somewhere and you're boondocking or you're parked with no power and you need to run some of your bigger appliances? In my opinion, it's with a generator. Here's what I use. I use the Harbor Freight 2000 watt Predator generator. And it's a very nice generator. I like it because it's light. It's 50 pounds. It's maybe 55 pounds full of gas. It takes about 1 gallon. Now this 2000 watt generator is 2000 watts just starting, and the total running watts is about 1600 watts. This generator will run my microwave. This generator will run my electric heater if I want to heat water electrically. This generator will run my air conditioner, but I have put a soft start on my air conditioner, and that reduces the amount of power that it needs to start. So this generator works just perfect for me. The kicker in all this, when you're talking about external power, and there's a lot of debate about this, but all these coaches are set up most of them are set up with solar plug-ins. And let me show you what I'm talking about. My coach is set up with solar on the side, Go Power, rated for 20 amps. So I can plug in a panel, suitcase panel, but what that'll do is just charge my batteries. I would have to go buy a inverter which takes that 12 volt and changes it in to alternating current 120. And you have to then buy another unit, which is basically anywhere from $200 to say $400. And then if you want to run larger items, you buy a bigger unit, put more solar on the roof. I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars. And don't get me wrong, I think solar is great. My little generator, about $500, and you've got something that will start your stuff inside your coach. Just have to put gas in it. Inside, you have a little panel. That panel will have circuit breakers the same way your house would have, but it also has fuses like your car would have. The fuses will be set up on the 12 volt side. On the 120 side, you have your circuit breakers that if something would fail, let's say kick out, it could be the circuit breaker, because maybe it was drawing too much power. But recognize this, if you're plugged in somewhere, at a state park, any kind of a park, even into your house, whatever, it can also kick the breaker inside the breaker box inside your house or inside the pedestal. So if something is running and then it stops and you're plugged in somewhere, you really need to check both places. You need to check your fuse box, and then you need to check the other breaker box, whether it be a pedestal at a campsite or inside your house if you're plugged in like I am. I have at times forgot heating water in my hot water tank, and I hit the button on the microwave. Too much power. It'll kick the circuit. Most of the time it kicks the garage circuit in my house, so I have to go reset it. Just so you recognize that that's what it is. Let me go in and show you what I've got in my circuit box. Here's my box, and in my case it's right underneath my refrigerator, and I can open it up just by pressing. And if you take a look, you should be able to see the breakers? You'll see 15 amp breakers, 20 amp breakers, 50 amp breakers, because my coach is 50 amp breaker. So I'm wired for 50 amps. Now you see I've got some more over here, which are 15 and 20, and they show you what it is. The 15 is for the converter, the 20 is for the air conditioner, the 15 is for the water heater, and so on and so on. Now over on this side, this is the 12 volt side. And if you notice, these are all fuses, like you would have in a car. If something doesn't work, like let's say here's one 15 amp porch light. The porch light outside is run off a 15 amp fuse. If the porch light doesn't work, check that fuse. And all you do is remove the fuse, look and see if it's burned out, and put a new one in. Now I would suggest that everybody that has an RV make sure that you have replacement fuses for what you need. In my case, I need 15 amps and I need 30 amps. And I have replacement fuses for all of those. Now I hope this helped a little bit in understanding RV electric power. If you do like this video, please hit the like and the subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.